BuzzGroups. A technique for discussion.
Divide your class into groups of 4 to 6 learners. Each group will participate in an informal discussion. This discussion should be an exchange of ideas, without any need to arrive at a consensus. Craft discussion prompts that tend toward the conceptual. Promote open-ended examination that encourages a variety of responses. Each group can have the same questions, or each group can have different questions. Monitor each of the BuzzGroups closely. Ensure group discussions are on topic. Shorten or extend this phase of the activity based on your observations of the discussions. Bring your learners back together for a whole class discussion. Restate your prompts and questions to the whole class. The BuzzGroups have prepared your learners to make more frequent and meaningful responses to the whole class discussion. Let's take a closer look at how we would set up this activity for blended or online delivery. Hello and welcome to my digital playground. This is a project-based Sakai site I've created to experiment and explore the features and tools available to me on Sakai. I also use the project-based sites for creating master sites for courses that are in development. If you wanted to make your own project-based site, you can click on the More Sites option available up here in the drawers banner. And then if I click on the plus Add New Site button, you can see that I'm then able to request a project site alternatively to a course site. Now, what a project-based site allows me to do is create a fully functional Sakai site without having students enroll in it. This allows me to experiment with development and the features and tools available to me on Sakai without having to worry about interfering with the student experiences in live and published sites. Welcome back to the home page of my digital playground. I'm going to demonstrate for you now how I might set up my BuzzGroups activity to take place over the course of 3 weeks. Now, you might actually be able to compress this activity into 2 weeks or maybe even 1. However, time constraints could make that difficult. It depends on your learning group and exactly how you've gone about establishing routines surrounding this kind of activity in your blended or online course. So, if I look at week 1 for my BuzzGroups activity, you can see the only thing that I've set up for this week is I've requested that my students participate in a doodle poll indicating their availability for a synchronous chat activity. So you can see if I click on the hyperlink that I've provided, redirects me to a doodle poll I created in advance, indicating the dates and time windows available for our BuzzGroup chats. Once I have had my students participate in this doodle poll and I have their information regarding their availability, I can take that information and create my groups and a schedule to share with my students in my week 2 lessons page, where you can see that I've set up a BuzzGroup chat schedule, which indicates the group name, the date and time that their synchronous chat activity will take place, and the group members for that particular group and date and time for a synchronous chat. Below this BuzzGroup chat schedule, you will see that I have also indicated for my BuzzGroup how they will participate in the chat. So I tell them what tool they're going to be using and how to access this, as well as providing for them the chat room discussion questions or prompts that they will be using to conduct their discussion. Now, I might share them with my students in advance. However, I could also withhold these discussion questions and prompts and only release them to them during that window that they are going to be having that synchronous chat. I might do this in order to facilitate more spontaneous responses and chat occurring. Really depends on my learning outcome and my learners, what I'm trying to accomplish here, how I might actually conduct that. After participating in this synchronous online activity, they will be finished as far as my BuzzGroups activity is concerned. And when we navigate to our week 3 module, we will see that I am prompting my students to participate in a whole class discussion. I restate the discussion questions or prompts, and I provide a hyperlink to the forums where the whole class discussion will take place. In both classroom and blended or online situations, I've often felt jumping into a whole class conversation was a little difficult to get started. So I've really enjoyed using BuzzGroups as a means to have my learning participants kind of warm up their brains for discussion, get thinking about some of the concepts that we're exploring, have some ideas begin to take root, and maybe share them in a smaller group before coming to the entire class. BuzzGroups has been a very effective way to accomplish this. So whether you're using them in a face-to-face, blended, or online format, I think it's a great way to get your learners prepared for a whole class discussion. If there's anything you think you might do differently, whether it's tweaking the activities as I've demonstrated them, or adding entirely new features to the activity to enhance the learning outcomes that you're pursuing, I'd like to have that conversation with you. Please reach out to me.